After a long winter's break and some time away from long form video, spring is almost here, even if it doesn't look like it. We've got a new growing space. We're trying out spring markets, and quite honestly, there's lots of things to talk about. So we are back. Let's get into it. But before we get to the market prep, let me show you one of the most exciting things on the acreage and just catch you up a little bit with what's been happening behind the scenes. Welcome to my new seed starting space. Yes, it's a garage, but it's a heated garage with water access. So it's pretty good. Honestly, this space is quite a hot mess, but I'm really thankful to have it. So we have a huge cooler, which I'm going to show you over here because right now we're just trying to renovate this one little space in our house. And until those cabinets are like all kind of dealt with, the cooler is covered with stuff in front of it, but it's okay. Right now I have 2 seed starting racks started up, and we can have 2 more. Although now that I'm starting to see like this is just the beginning of the seed starting, and sort of depending when the new greenhouse comes, I might need to go get more seed starting racks, but I am so grateful to have this space. So let me show it to you, even though it's really messy. So up here is the heater that makes everything possible. And then over in this corner, it's just a wash basin, but you know what? It works perfect. And then here we have this extra tap. So the idea is I'll get one of those rolling water things, and then that'll make it easier to spray. And so because we're renovating, this is very, very chaotic, but we have the first shelf over here. And so this is basically dahlia land with like 2 extra seed trays. And I organized my dahlias from things that were most awake all the way to things that are the least awake. And then I'll be taking cuttings soon. And then over here is the other seed starting tray. Now there is a little bit of room on this one, but if you come up here, we have tons of little stock babies, and these will get bumped up into their squares soon. So we'll need all that space. We also have this fun little experiment. Now for me, this timing was a little bit too early, but it makes me really excited for the possibilities. So back in October, I planted 2,000 tulips, which for a flower farmer, honestly, isn't that much. But for me on the prairies, that is kind of a big leap. Originally, I intended to sell some of those bulbs, but by the time the tulips came, I just felt like, you know what, I think I actually need these for myself. So I ended up not selling them, planted a whole 40-foot row, and then I took a small portion of every single variety and I put it in one of these milk crates. I didn't buy anything fancy. This is just what we had around the yard. And so basically, my hope was to be able to have tulips for Mother's Day. I've been finding that even though our springs are getting earlier, I'm still missing Mother's Day by at least a week, if not 2 or 3. So my idea was I would put these things in crates, I would bring them inside the garage early, and then I would kick them back outside once those temperatures are decent for tulips. See, the problem is we will get these warm temperatures that tulips could theoretically grow in, but the snow hasn't melted, and that's very problematic. So I picked a spot that was close to the house, close to the garage, would have a little bit of ambient heat. I'm just hoping that this will work. That first crate I showed you is too early because I want things to obviously bloom for Mother's Day. My guess at this point is they'll probably bloom sometime in March, maybe in April, I don't know. This is all an experiment, so I'll let you know if it works. I should also say, yes, I know you can grow tulips hydroponically and there's like this whole tulip course and everything, but I actually don't want to do that. I just don't think there's enough of a market for it here. I mean, I don't know, maybe there is, but like growing wholesale is just sort of not my jam. So yeah, I'm going to try to do it this way. And I'm also hoping by do it this way, if I get the timing right, I don't need a bunch of grow lights, which, you know, like we're already going to run out of space as it is. I've never done the spring market season before, so I'm trying something new. I've saved a few seeds, and another flower farmer is also selling me seeds wholesale. So we're going to try selling cut flower seeds and see if the market likes it or not. So let's discuss the big question. Why are we doing spring markets if we don't have our own flowers? Well, I see this more as advertising in a sense. I'm looking for brides, I'm looking for people who might want to buy the subscriptions, and I'm also looking for regular customers to the farm stand. And nobody's going to come to the farm stand if they don't know that me and the farm stand exist. I also have my books that I've written, so the gardening books are a good draw, and we're going to try these seeds. Will it work? Who knows? Honestly, I'm a little scared, but you know what? After the business just having to be restructured with a whole Google update and those AI answers just like killing my traffic in the core of my business, we've got to try new things. We are slowly clawing our way up from the abyss. Oh my goodness. So it's a week before the market, but because we don't have our flowers and the market boxes and stuff are already packed, we are mostly into plant tasks. So today is a really big day because we are starting all of the ranunculus and pretty much all of the anemones. When it's in this jar stage, it feels like, oh, it's not going to take a lot of room and it's not going to take a lot of time. But as soon as you start getting the trays ready and start putting everybody in their trays and things, then suddenly what seems like a quick little job is not a quick little job anymore. So it's the Wednesday before the market, and today's probably one of the more exciting days of the whole market prep process because our wholesale flowers have arrived. So let's go unbox them together. So to make things more fun, I did not actually pre-open these and look. I've just taken off the plastic bits. So let's see which one of the flowers this is. Oh, okay, so these are our tulip bunches. So we have purples. And then pinks. And I asked for a few oranges. So I think these ones are from BC, which is nice because if I'm able to get Canadian from the wholesaler, it's always nice to get Canadian. And these ones I know what they're in because I bought them extra when I was at the wholesaler, but these are for custom order. I got these champagne ones. They have sort of a gold in their branding, so I feel like this will pay a bit of homage to that gold. These were actually in the other box, but they have little bits of blue. We'll probably have other red things, but I just thought that these berries looked so good. And you know me, I like texture. And then these greens, I think, are the exact same or pretty similar to what they have in their branding. All right, next box. This is the ranunculus one. Oh, that is so pretty. Freaking love ranunculus. Ooh. That's really pretty too. Oh, I should also say that this is like a mixture box, so it's farmer's choice. So whatever the grower wants to give me, they give me, and then I get a little bit of a discount on it. This was a Women's Day special, so I jumped on it. Okay, more of the pink. Well, so thankfully we got mostly pinks and this gold color here, and then a little bit of white and one red. So actually pretty ideal considering it would have been lovely to have some peach, but Okay, last box. Oh. Okay, these are beautiful. I also want to say, like, stock is such a crapshoot when you get it wholesale. Like, sometimes it is super beautiful. Sometimes it's like a little iffy, but this is really beautiful. That is so fun. This is so, like, look at those nice ends. I'll show you better later. Earth I'm doing and why I'm taking all this care with my stock. I don't find this to be a problem with my locally grown stock, but whenever I get it from wholesale, if I don't put it through the chicken wire and give it this space, it just gets moldy and slimy really easy. So there's a little trick for you. Good morning. It's the day before the market, and so that means we're doing flowers. And of course, there is a train, so I'm going to talk fast. We are cutting some of these branches. I was way too cheap to pay for pussy willows. Let's see how it looks. It is the day before the market, so that means that we actually get to work with these beautiful flowers. I'm really excited because it is the first market of the season. I don't know what to expect. I've never done these spring markets before, and basically the plan for today is we need to leave for town, like start packing up probably by 1. So we only have this morning to do flowers. I've made my flower recipe a lot simpler. Also bought a bunch of stuff to hopefully make the whole process of setting up. So we no longer have that wooden thing my husband made me. Instead, I have like these pink arches, and I bought more foldable tables. I bought a foldable cart. So fingers crossed that the setup goes so much smoother than normal. We have one custom order to do for another business, Green Tree Beauty. And because she's a natural skincare brand, like we're all natural makeup products, we definitely do not want to be using floral foam for her. So we have the agra wool. My idea is that I'm going to use like this green to be sort of the grass of the meadow, and then give her something like loose and airy. I'm basing this whole design off of her branding. And then like she has some kind of gold in her color. She has lots of red. There's little hits of blue. So let's see what we can come up with. All of those gadgets I was telling you about previously that I had purchased to make the market setup go better definitely helped. It was probably one of the smoothest market setups that we've done thus far. Overall, the market was actually an incredible success. Last year when we had done all these markets, I had experimented with trying to be in two places at once and like just getting my systems and my team together to be able to do that, being able to have all these moving parts work together and being organized. And largely we did that. But the frustrating thing last year was that when I ran the numbers, it was like, oh, we're not really profiting that much. So, the bar had to be raised even more to actually be profitable. But the good news is that this weekend, we were two places at once. We're at the market MRKT that I have shown you here, and we were also at our CD Saturday. And between the two things, we actually came out on top and had a profit that made it actually worth going to these markets. So I really hope to be able to do more of these videos this year. Basically, it just comes down to, can I get the systems in place so that it doesn't feel overwhelming and that it still works with my family life. So fingers crossed. I hope you like this video. If you have suggestions for other videos you'd like to see, or if you really like this market style, let me know in the comments because it has been such a long time since I've done consistent long form, and you'll see me on short form for sure. But until next time, bye-bye.